Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Dude, oh my god, sit down. No, seriously, grab a drink because you are not going to believe the absolute circus my life has become over the last 48 hours. You know how my birthday is coming up this week. The big 1/8, Freedom Day. Yeah, well, instead of cake and balloons, I'm apparently getting disowned, guilt-tripped, and gaslit into oblivion. I swear to you, my house feels like a reality TV show where the producers are actively trying to make me lose my mind. Okay, so you know the plan. I've told you the plan. I haven't been quiet about this with you. I'm not talking about some half-baked idea where I backpack across Europe or start a crypto scam. I'm talking about the Army. The United States Army, bro. I've been researching this for months. I'm not just walking into a recruiting office blind and letting them sign me up to be a cook or infantry cannon fodder. No, I have a strategy. I've got it all mapped out. I want to be a 15T, that's a Blackhawk helicopter maintainer. Just picture that for a second, me working on Blackhawks. It's sick, right? But it's not just about looking cool in uniform. The logic is bulletproof. If I get that MOS, I can get my A&P license, that's the aircraft mechanic license, while I'm actually serving. Do you know how much that costs to get on the civilian side? Thousands, years of school, I'd be getting paid to get it. And then when I get out, I walk straight into a job with a major airline making serious bank. I'm talking setting myself up for life. So being the responsible, almost adult that I am, I decided to finally drop the bomb on my family. I figured, hey, they want me to be successful, right? They want me to have a future, they'll be proud. Bro, I have never been more wrong in my entire life. I told them I'm starting the process this week as soon as I turn 18. I laid it all out. The Blackhawk plan, the mechanic's license, the benefits, the whole 9 yards, and the room just exploded. What happened next? You won't believe it. You would have thought I told them I was joining a cartel or selling my kidneys on the black market. My entire family, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, they all just lost it. And here's the kicker, none of them, literally 0 of them, have ever served. Not a single day in boots, but suddenly they're all 5-star generals with expert knowledge on why the military is the worst possible decision I could ever make. They started practically begging me not to go, crying, throwing their hands up. They have this catalog of horror stories that they've probably pulled from dramatic movies or Facebook conspiracy threads. They're convinced that the second I sign that paper, I'm going to be shipped off to some unknown land to die. I kept trying to explain, I'm going to be a mechanic, I'm fixing helicopters, I'm learning a trade, but they weren't hearing it. It's like talking to a brick wall if the brick wall was screaming at you. And then the flying monkeys arrived. I'm not kidding, I started getting texts from family friends. People I see maybe once a year at a barbecue are suddenly sliding into my DMs telling me I'm out of my mind. Who gave them my number? My mom, obviously. It's a coordinated attack, dude. They're trying to shame me into staying home. But the worst part, the actual worst part, isn't the randoms texting me. It's my parents. They shifted tactics from "we're scared for you" to full-blown toxic manipulation. They sat me down and started the guilt trip of the century. My mom starts crying, talking about how they raised me for 17 years. They literally threw the fact that they parented me in my face. They were like, we fed you, we clothed you, we helped you with school, and this is how you repay us. By saying F you and leaving, I was sitting there like, are you serious right now? Is raising a child a transactional relationship? Do I owe them my soul because they did the bare minimum of keeping me alive until I was 17? They made it sound like me wanting to build a career is a personal insult to their parenting. They said I'm basically spitting on everything they've done for me. It's so twisted. I'm trying to become independent. Isn't that the goal of parenting? To raise a kid who can stand on his own 2 feet? Apparently not. But then things took an even darker turn. Then the insults started. They called me dumb. My own parents looked me in the eye and said this is the stupidest decision I could ever make. Stupid, I'm trying to become an aviation mechanic with full government benefits. How is that stupid? You know what's stupid? Staying in this town with no plan, working minimum wage, and living in their basement until I'm 30. That's stupid. But no, according to them, taking control of my life makes me an idiot. And get this is the tea that actually made me want to punch a wall. You know my car, the one I drive to school and work. The tires are completely bald, like racing slicks. It's dangerous. We had a plan that they were going to help me pay for new tires this week as a birthday thing and safety necessity. So after I tell them about the Army, my dad looks at me dead serious and goes, well, since you're going away and leaving us, you won't be needing those tires. Can you believe that petty crap? They are literally willing to let me drive on unsafe tires and possibly crash just to prove a point. They pulled the funding. They were bringing up how they helped me get my license early and how they pay the insurance, holding it over my head like leverage. It's financial blackmail, dude. Do what we want or we cut you off and let you drive on death trap tires. It hurts, man, it really hurts. I constantly tell them, and maybe it sounds selfish, but I don't care, that I am doing this for me. Not for them, not because a recruiter hypnotized me. I'm doing this because I want a life. I know what I'm getting into. I've done the reading, I know the risks, but they treat me like I'm a toddler wandering into traffic. I felt like I was going crazy, so I actually went online and posted about it on Reddit just to see if I was actually the asshole here. Because when everyone around you is calling you crazy, you start to believe it, you know, and the people on there, they actually made sense. They validated that my parents are being super controlling and manipulative. And here is the plot twist I didn't see coming. The internet actually gave me some better advice than my plan. What did they say? It changes everything. A bunch of veterans chimed in on my post. They were like, hey, the Army is cool and all, but have you heard of the Air Force? Apparently the quality of life in the Air Force is miles better than the Army. Better barracks, better food, treated more like a human being and less like a number. And guess what? The Air Force has aircraft mechanics too. They have helicopters and jets and all the same stuff, but without the part where I have to sleep in the mud as often. So I'm making a pivot. Screw my parents' guilt trip, and honestly maybe screw the Army recruiter for a second. I'm going to see an Air Force recruiter tomorrow. I'm going to talk to them about the same goals, getting my A&P license, setting up my future, getting the benefits, but doing it in a branch where I might actually enjoy my life a little bit more. I'm done listening to my family tell me I'm stupid. I'm done feeling guilty for growing up. If they don't want to buy me tires, fine. I'll drive carefully to the recruiting office, sign my life away to the Air Force, and buy my own tires with my first paycheck. I just needed to vent to you because I feel like I'm in a war zone at home, and I haven't even shipped out to basic training yet. It's wild that strangers on the internet are more supportive of my future than the people who raised me for 17 years. So yeah, wish me luck with the Air Force recruiter. I'm getting out of here, bro. One way or another, I am getting out of this house, and I'm going to make something of myself, even if I have to do it with bald tires and no blessing from mom and dad. Watch me.